My team YouTube family, what is going on? I wanted to put this video together because, I'm seeing certain stuff on YouTube, on the net, the how-to and best method videos. I'm going to tell you right now, what I'm putting together in this video is the de facto best method to get these new greatness challenges done. Now, the first thing that you want to do is create a lineup and call it champions. I mean, that's what I called mine, or greatness, or whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to explain why you want to do that in a second. Yes, I got my Galaxy Opal Rudy Gobert in there just to kind of like anchor, and then I've got Pink Diamond Chris Mullin in there just to kind of like anchor and get certain things done, and I'll explain to you why in a second. So boom, let's go back and let's head over to home and let's look at the challenges. So we already went over the fact that what you want to do first is create an individual lineup. And the reason you want to do that is because as you progress, so we'll look at shooting greatness, to the challenges for the dark matter Steph Curry. What 2K did here, and by the way, this is a great drop. And also, if this is your first time checking out one of my videos and you enjoy it, drop a like, subscribe to me, I'll subscribe to you. We'll get to monetization quicker. Now, boom. We look at the shooting greatness agenda. So right now I'm at 150 3-pointers, so very close to CJ McCollum. And the way this is working, the way they have it set up is the stats that you need. So in other words, the 150 3-pointers, you're not going to be able to accumulate that while you're doing these quests here. So for example, I've done a good amount. I've done all of them that I can do with the cards that I've acquired. I don't have CJ McCollum yet, so I can't do this one. But my point is, you will not be able to, your 3-pointers aren't going to count towards the 150 you need in these challenges. So basically what 2K is doing is they're forcing you to double dip. So just a better example. We go back one more time. While that was dumb, I actually didn't need to do that. If we go down to playmaking, which was what I was just working on a minute ago. So I got 173 assists, so not quite on the way to Kevin Porter. I can not accumulate those assists in any of these challenges here. So I've got 3 of them left before it gets down to the individual challenges for all the players that you'll collect along the way in these challenges here. So I say that to say, rewrite 1975 finals history. In order to do that, I need greatness Kevin Porter. But when I go in here and get these assists, what I didn't realize at first was I was getting the assist with the player that I needed to get it with by passing to a 3-point shooter. And that's why you see I have Pink Diamond Chris Mullin in my lineup. Thing is though, as we go back to the double dipping, those threes that I hit while I was completing all the greatness playmaking agendas don't count towards the 353s that you need here. So in other words, you're gonna either have to, once you complete, and I would say definitely knock these out first before you start getting to the individual player agendas that you need to complete, i.e. Allen 3-pointer, Korver 3-pointer, all the players, all the wild gem cards that they're giving you. Knock these out first, get all the players, and then going back to that lineup that you created, you can switch out all of those players by just going to your recent players or either searching the player by name. But yeah, basically what 2K is doing is they're forcing you to double dip. So you're not going to be able to accumulate any of these threes. Like I've already hit over 150 threes, but because I hit a good amount of them while I was working on the other greatness agenda, i.e. the playmaking, they only counted the assists. So you're either going to have to, again, hop out, go into domination, go into triple threat, or breakout rather, and generate that, which is a kind of a good thing too. It makes it a lot more time consuming than it would have been if you could have just completed those 3-point agendas while also getting the assist. Or getting the threes off the assist for the playmaking greatness agendas, but they're not going to let you do that. But the good thing about them forcing you to double dip is if you're still trying to get those agenda cards, you can do that. Like, I mean, at this point, I feel like it's pretty meaningless for me. I was going to go in and get the equal chance pack in the exchange, but I was able to get Rudy Gobert this morning for like less than 300,000 MT. And I feel like the players that they're giving you in these challenges, if I'm able to get all the dark matters, although there's only really like one big man, there are a lot of good Galaxy Opals that you're going to get. Like, for example, once I get the amount of threes that I need to get Chris Mullin, I think it's 300, he's going to replace my pink diamond Chris Mullin. And so things like that are, well, actually, no, that's a diamond. I misspoke. Petrovitz. Not quite sure. I mean, maybe Drazen, yeah, he's probably going to replace my pink diamond Chris Mullin. But what I'm saying is it kind of defeats the purpose to be in the exchange now. But if you still want to do that, you may be going for something else. You may want to try to get the dark matter Porzingis or the dark matter Devin Booker or whatever it is. So because they're forcing you to double dip, you'll still be able to get those event cards from either playing domination or breakout. And now having said that, even though you cannot accumulate one stat over the other across the different challenges that you have to complete here, you are still getting MT, you are still getting rep. Some of them require you to play like a whole quarter, some of them require you to play like a whole game. So it's a win-win situation, with the exception of the fact that it's going to be time-consuming as hell. But I'm feeling pretty good about my progress so far. But yeah, I wanted to make this video to kind of streamline it, because some of the videos I saw today were kind of like all over the place, and in my opinion, like just random, creators rambling and not really getting to the core of how to understand what they did here. And so I think I was able to do that for you guys. But yeah, first step, definitely go in there, create a lineup, and that's going to be key. Because then anybody you need to switch out, like right now, I've done what I need to do with this guy, Alvin Adams. So if I wanted to just switch him out for whoever else I'm going to need to do next, just go boom, and then just hit recent. Oh no, I meant to hit, why is this doing that? Well, maybe that's not the best example here. Let's do this. Let's go somewhere where we're not, or there's not a player requirement. So like Calvin Ware, KL Ware, or whatever his name is, Cal L, Superman Ware. If we need to replace him and put somebody in, we'll just go to our recent cards. And everything that we've acquired from completing those challenges so far will be here. And worst case scenario, if the card is like not in this list of 40 players or whatever, you just search them by name and boom, you've already got your greatness lineup set, and you can just switch the players out, and it'll make it a lot easier for you as it relates to completing the agendas. And then, like I said, as far as just having to hop back into domination or breakout, you can just use your primary lineup. This is mine right here, and just switch in those players that you need to complete the various things with, or like in the case of getting the 300 threes and the 1500 threes or whatever it is that you need for Dresden, just use this lineup right here. They will count those towards that, whereas if you try to do it in the other agendas, they will not. So that's it. I'm going to continue on. Won't be any sports or sports betting for me tonight. I'm completely locked into this. But yeah, I'm pretty sure some of you will find this helpful. Drop a like, subscribe. I'll subscribe to you. And I hope everybody gets what they want out of these challenges. This is actually really, really good content. I mean, the dark matters, I think, have a long shelf life. Obviously, they didn't give up a center, but they are giving up a point guard. And we all know Steph's release is kind of an acquired release, but it's still a good drop. It's still a good drop. I mean, Blake Griffin, Kevin Garnett, like this early in the game. And then, of course, if you get all 4 of them or 5 of them, however many it is, you get the 100 overall D Wade. So I'm definitely going for that. But yeah, I'll be back, and I hope this was helpful.